My name is Georgina Ayuma. I'm in Moi Girls High School, Eldoret, and I am a Form 4. Members of the media present, our chaperons and child defenders, good afternoon. On behalf of the children of Kenya, we would like to thank you for accepting to come and listen to what we have to say to the public, political aspirants for various positions in the forthcoming elections, government security officials, parents and children at large. Our voice as children has been silent, muted, and ignored during this electioneering period because we are not voters, yet children are the majority of the population and true owners of the new constitutional dispenses and the vision bearers of Vision 2030. The UN Convention on the Rights of the Child provides a set of standards that guide the work of the governments and all sectors so as to provide a conducive environment for child rights to be respected at all times. This is reinforced by Article 53 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 that recognizes the rights of the child and the best interest of the child principle. As children, we acknowledge the universal right of the people of Kenya to exercise their freedom to vote, and we encourage every adult to practice this right unanimously. However, this process must be peaceful and ensure harmony of the people for the benefit of the children of Kenya. We, the children, are concerned about a number of things that we would like to appeal to the following key issues that would like addressed during this period to make us feel protected.
Message to all aspirants. Number 1, presidential aspirants should hold joint press meetings. All aspirants should stop the habit of using abusive language while addressing each other. We request the front runners, especially for the presidential position, and all aspirants for governor's position to hold a joint press meeting and assure the children that peace will prevail during and after elections. We are seeing a lot of tension building up with the leading contenders, making hard stands, showing it is either a winner for them or not. This is not good for us and the country as a whole. This will help to diffuse this tension. Number 2, reassure children schools will be opened on 28th August 2017. As children, we need reassurance that our schools will open for third term on 28th August as indicated in our Term 2 report cards, whether they're disagreement or a runoff. Number 3, security and safety for schools and children. We hope that our schools will not be vandalized or broken, especially in the schools being used as voting centers. Rowdy youths have been known to vandalize school property on the voting day and thus interfere with the right of the child to education. Posters and other campaign materials that are now littered everywhere, including school perimeters walls that are destroying the learning environment for children, should be removed on the voting day. The children of Kenya request you to leave the school premises in a clean and habitable nature to enable us start that term in a clean environment. Number 4, normal life for children. Do not incite people to riot or disrupt peace. We want assurance that transportation system in the country will flow as normal. Food will be readily available in the shops and supermarkets, and that they do not have to move up country for security purposes. Number 5, disaster preparedness. How prepared is the country or county for child protection in cases of emergency? Thank you.
Message to our parents, guardians, caregivers, and community leaders. As children, we don't enjoy your sustainable political talk in the house. We are not voters who need to be influenced by your political stands. You are brainwashing us and planting seeds on discord in our minds. Adults should ensure children's safety and avoid dividing children based on tribal bases. Adults should be good role models to the children and elect charismatic leaders. Avoid endorsing specific leaders based on bribery and tribalism. Adults should be patriotic and vote for leaders who have our best interests at heart.
Message to the media. As you show the world the news, remember children are also watching. Avoid airing inciting messages to the public. Be accountable and accurate with the information you air. Be mindful of what you show us and the statements you show and display on TV, radio, and in social media. You are confusing us, yet our teachers taught us to listen to you for education. Spread and preach peace during this election period. Do this before, during, and after elections. Thank you.
Message to our fellow children. 1. Avoid campaign forums. As children, we should avoid campaign forums and meeting places as they are unsafe zone for us. We should also not accept to be involved in those campaign rallies. Secondly, do not walk alone. Children should not leave their homes without permission from their parents, guardians, and caregivers, be they in cities or villages. This will help avoid cases of lost children. Thirdly, report cases of child abuse. Children and all child rights workers should report any form of abuse to their parents, guardians, authorized officers, and other trusted persons. We urge children to protect each other and always work in trusted groups. Fourthly, spend time wisely. As children, let us spend more time revising for the upcoming national examinations and read ahead for next term rather than being idle now that we are on holiday as adults are busy with elections. Be ambassadors of peace. As children, we should preach peace amongst our peers, parents, and the community at large. This will contribute highly to the wave of peace that we are all praying for. Lastly, avoid threatening others. As children, we should avoid threatening each other based on the political and tribal pressures. We maintain a good rapport with each other despite having different tribal backgrounds. Thank you.
Last but not least, we urge all registered voters to vote wisely. Choose leaders who have the child's best interest at heart. As much as it is presumed that a child has no votes, children have a voice that needs to be heard. We request aspirants to listen to the voice of children, the voice of the future Kenya and owners of Vision 2030. Our rallying call to you is vote peacefully, as the future is based on the decision you make on 8th August 2017. We shall meet to address the media later this month, just before schools open, to express our opinion on how voting process was conducted. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So you have heard, that is majorly a message from the children of this country to whomever it may concern. I am Hope Nyokabimbode. I'm in Form 4. I'm in Kenya High. Yes.
Okay, so what is your opinion on the elections and children participation?
Well, children participation for me in elections is a no-go zone, because I don't understand the main reason as to why children should actually be involved in elections when we are people under the age of 18 and only people above 18 are allowed to vote. So for me, I think that children should have minimal participation in elections, and that they should mind their own business, stay at home, do what is supposed to be done by children, and let the adults do what is supposed to be done by them.
And do you think children play a role in maintaining peace, whether in families or in schools, in their surroundings?
Well, definitely that is true. Children play a role, true, but even it's also a communal responsibility. Everyone has an obligation to maintain peace in the country, but children can play a part. This is by ensuring that, sometimes it's so good when a child talks to their parent and tells them the kinds of things that they would want to happen to them, because I know it's the joy of every parent to be able to actually create a rapport with their children, and their children can be able to talk to them and tell them what they would want. So children would actually be able to participate in ensuring that peace reigns in the country by they themselves not looking at each other in terms of tribal lines, and also talking to their parents and telling them that when elections are taking place, that their parents should actually try and ensure that they create a conducive environment for them.